Guys, gals, and non-binaries, I am very glad that I've recently made a video with the thumbnail saying you're screwed if you're not holding stablecoins, because it looks like the probability of a very, very strong down move for both the traditional markets, so stock markets and Bitcoin, it looks like it's happening now. Is it possible that there's a rebound before a true capitulation? It's possible. However, the statistics and the math and the everything is pointing that it's actually happening now. It's getting ready to happen. And I've been saying that I'm targeting between April, actually Friday. So yeah, my previous video said Friday the 29th through May 6th is when capitulation looks like it's getting ready to happen. What you can see behind me is NASDAQ index. It's going to pull Bitcoin down. It looks like it's going to happen. So what we're going to do in today's video is, I think you already know my downside targets that haven't been hit yet. They're en route. However, we're going to look at the idea that it could go farther and faster and go past my box to the downside before it even touches the box. And we're going to look at some deeper downside targets. And then what we'll do is we'll make the assumption that maybe there's a rebound. And if that happens, what will be the conditions when we can know that there's a statistical edge that there will be a rebound before capitulation. But as of now, we're strongly assuming down. I'll give you targets in this video, and I'll give you conditions for when you get about a 50-50 coin flip on when there's no capitulation or versus an up move, some type of rebound, dead cat bounce, something to that effect. Let's go find these exact levels so you can get the price right. Let's go get it. So I got to start off by bragging about my Discord community. Last night we had an event, an unplanned event. So it's still NASDAQ, you can see behind me, but we had an unplanned event, and a lot of multiple people joined. So I had the Stoner Joe background on purpose, even though my green screen and stuff is kind of messing up. You can't see the guitar, and maybe I should pull it down the green screen. But I gotta brag on my community that last night I had a very enlightening time listening to how other people view charts, and I shut my mouth and I listened to how everybody else takes the things that I say and the things that I do and the things that I teach. And it's to the point where, as they explain it, they're essentially saying, I learned this from you. But as I watch them analyze a specific chart, whether it's Kyber Network, which is highly traded on futures within my community, kind of like Near Protocol, we're trading that very heavily on futures. It's amazing to see that people are taking the things that I do and they're making it their own to the point where it's completely different, but in their minds, it's what I've taught. But to me, it's totally new. Had an amazing experience last night within the community. So if you haven't checked out the Discord, we'll have a few more of those nights. For people, if you want a glass of wine or, your ganja, whatever you want to do, late night stuff, we'll start doing that a little bit more often. But it was a very mind-opening experience where essentially I shut my mouth more and I listened to my VIPs and other folks who analyze charts similar to I do, but they make their own type of methods. And Cosasverdes too is my Twitter if you're not following me. And also, if you are not a big fan of online communities, just click the join button right below here. About a 90-second video pop up explaining what I can offer you above and beyond YouTube without having to join a community. Although checking out the Discord community is probably, especially since we're getting ready to have a strong downturn, we're planning events right now for more aggressive moves to the downside on futures and on spot trades, holding more tether and moving more strongly into futures. So if you're newer to crypto, or you've been in crypto for a medium amount of time since 2021 or something, and you're not for sure how to manage your portfolio, now's a pretty good time to join. And we'll you can jump on live calls up to 8 times a week and ask me questions directly and live straight to my face with your microphone on, your camera on. You can be smoking a cigar like I am as we talk, and that's rock and roll. So let's go ahead and check out these Bitcoin levels. Let's go get her. All right, let me make myself a little smaller and let's get this. All right, so this is NASDAQ composite. This is finished. This is going to pull down Bitcoin, and this was not my idea. I'm not giving away all the secrets, but my TA Mermaid, who I think she actually asked me to call her that. She's the person who is one of my Discord leaders, who is the let's see here. When I give daily updates, she gives her thoughts on top of mine, often in agreement, or sometimes in agreement, sometimes in disagreement, showing what I missed in terms of much. So she's better at closures. She's far superior in TA in very specific areas, which supplement the whole community being able to trade better. And so what I'm showing here is not the secret sauce that she just gave me about 15 minutes ago. However, it's a warning sign to let you guys know. I'm telling you that video that I made about holding Tether is right. The probabilities of downside because of this is very, very high. It is getting to like the 60s and 70% levels, where acceleration to the downside for both NASDAQ and Bitcoin is going to start happening. Bitcoin, I mean, it'll probably accelerate down to 31 to 33 pretty fast by May 6th. It's looking to be extremely statistically probable, all based off this chart. So imagine this is like your indicator for Bitcoin, right? This is the 5-day chart with cross bad. So I've already done cross bad with, one of the ones I had music on and a lot of editing. It's happening. You just had this nasty rejection. You have a lower low here, and it's going to make a much, much lower low. Acceleration to the downside is happening, and this will pull down Bitcoin. So this is your NASDAQ essentially index, the futures index of it's technically NASDAQ 100 E-mini futures, and it's this ticker that you can see behind here. And if you don't use this, I strongly suggest that you save this in your favorites. If I can move myself a little bit. You need to save that ticker in your favorites. You need it because it is essentially a primary indicator for Bitcoin. And that's one of the things that we go over a lot within the Discord community as well. So let's jump onto Bitcoin and let me show you what my thoughts are on that. Let's get this real quick here.
Give me that thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
All right. I know that's corny, but whatever. Just hit the damn like button real quick. All right. So from my last analysis, I miss Cuban cigars. Like, I even got a decent cigar today, and it still went out on me. Damn it. But anyway, my target has not yet been hit. So I have a couple. Let me take off these indicators. Let's clean up this chart. These two lines are something that was given to me last night during our late night unplanned event. I don't want to. Yeah, it was very enlightening, and maybe not the totally most sober thing in the world. But these two lines are given to me, and I've kept them on my chart, and I will share them with the world on YouTube. It's pretty important. It's a question of this. If you can get low time frame closures above this line here, and you're free to. So this starts March 26th, and I'm on the 2-hour chart. If you want to copy this, I recommend you do it. Just make sure these lines are parallel. And the way you do that is before you click anything with your left hand or whatever, hit Control on a PC or Command on a Mac, then hover over the line and go like that. And it copies it parallel. Does that make sense? So here are, actually, I'm kind of doing things backwards. I said I was going to do downside targets first, but here's the conditions for upside when your probabilities start becoming more of a coin flip. That capitulation might not happen on Bitcoin. Yeah, and you'll see it in the charts. Is once you get some lower time frame closures, even 5 minutes above this line. Again, I'm on the 2-hour chart. This starts March 26th, March 27th, so somewhere around there, right? And you should make these lines. Conditions for not capitulating sooner than later is, I would say, your odds begin changing when you get some lower time frame closures above the first line, and you're still not quite 50-50, even if price comes above the top line, use that support. But that's the moment where it's closer to 50-50, where Bitcoin might want to reach up closer to I don't know, it could be 46K or something. It might want to make some type of move up. It could be 41K. I'm not sure. And it's regardless. It just means it's a 50-50 chance once you get above this line that capitulation might happen a little later. And you'll also see the same type of signals, maybe not these exact two lines, but you're going to see it on NASDAQ as well. But what I'm thinking is this is very improbable to happen. But if it does happen, your probabilities, at least in the shelf life of that 50-50 is short, right? It could pop up to 41K, then capitulate. It's for shorter term time frame stuff. The shelf life of that 50-50 chance is not for like the rest of 2022. Am I being specific? So the shelf life of that statistic in math behind it, and again, making money in crypto or even the stock market is all a game of probabilities and math and statistics. That's it. And that's all you do. And so I want to be very clear that the shelf life is a little shorter for that. So it could last a day or two, but that could be potential good opportunity to start looking for potential shorts should the market then turn back around. Does that make sense? And that's actually something within the Discord community, what I was talking about earlier, potentially getting on heavier, much more aggressive trades here shortly if something like that were to happen, trying to gauge that shelf life of that potential move up. But using these two lines, which I fully recommend that you put on your chart. Let me try to do this instead. And for other YouTubers who are watching my channel who don't know how to make your lines go away, it's just Control-Z. Just go back. Like I see so many of you draw stuff and then you have to highlight it and you delete it. You need to just Control-Z and it goes away. All right. Anyway, or for anybody else using TradingView, just your lines and then Control-Z, bam. And I think it's Command-Z on a Mac. All right. So these two lines you need on your chart, and that's when the probabilities flip to the upside. I'm going out of order from what I promised at the beginning of the channel. I apologize. But it is very important to know that and to understand the shelf life of that mathematical, statistical likelihood. As of now, though, it almost looks like price is going to dip below my target, which I've given in my last video, and I gave four different. I mixed four. It might have even been like 3 days ago. So this is where I've known price is likely to go for several days. And I can't say I proved it, but I gave the strong evidence using four different systems, structural analysis systems. And I'll link you to that at the end if you haven't watched that video on why that box is there. And obviously price is going straight towards it. So as of now, but I'm going to link you to that at the end so you know why that box is there. So you can copy my lines, copy different charts. I give you four different tools, and I even show you how to copy them. Like I even beg you, please screenshot this. Here's how you save it in object tree, make it disappear in one click. Like you need to watch that video. It's very important. It's not a tutorial video. It's just a normal YouTube video, but I gave you a lot more information than I usually do for YouTube. So going back to this chart, right now, though, I feel that the traditional markets are setting up that price is going to pass this to the downside before it touches the box. So if I could draw this out, it's almost looking like it's going to accelerate too fast and go below the box before it touches it. Something like that. Instead of actually hitting my box. That is where things look like they're headed. And these two lines are going to be mixed with that analysis. So this is likely where price is going. The stock market, even though Bitcoin is holding up very well versus the stock market right now, it's not like if you look at Amazon, it's really bad. It's bad. It's all getting ready to drop, folks. And it's going to drop hard. And it's going to probably happen in the next 10 days. It's going to drop real hard. You better be holding Tether. You better be holding it. At least, yeah, you need to be holding some stablecoin or some capital to buy stuff on sale. So, and so this is not necessarily like a short signal for now. So don't interpret TA for trading, right? And I've had a couple people who joined my Discord who came on thinking that TA is the same thing as trading and setups and setting stops, and it's not even close. So what I'm telling you now is not a short signal. Don't go short based off of this TA, please. That's not trading. It is a little bit different. That's why joining a community, so you don't have to blow your account 6 times. which is probably usually people lose all their money 3 to 4 times before they learn systems and rules. But if you join a community like mine, if you want to learn how to click around with your money, so you don't have to blow your account 5 to 6 times, like I probably did in 2018 when I blew my account 6 times before I was profitable over long periods of time. It's a good place to check out. And again, the description section has the link to that in there. So, but please don't interpret this as a short signal, because there is a possibility of a lot of flirtation with these red lines here. So you can easily, lose a lot of money trying to short now, and a price just comes up to here. That's 6% move raw price. And on 5x leverage, that's 30% down. And people who don't know how to trade, they don't know risk management, like they'll be saying, oh, I'm not going to get liquidated. Doesn't matter. You can't be in a freaking futures trade 6% raw price in the wrong direction. So this TA is not for trying to go trade. Trading is different. That's why communities help. All right. And I did have, and I'm saying that because I did have a newer community member come on after, I've been explaining downside is likely. And the second most probable is that Bitcoin might want to go test the weekly 10. That was the second most. Let me put on the weekly 10. Why isn't it showing up? That's the monthly 10. There it is. And I was doing that analysis right here. The second most probable is that it might hit the weekly 10. And that's what happened. But I said, assume down. And that person wanted to take on shorts based off TA. But TA is not trading. It's not a system. It's not the same. Please do not interpret this as a short signal to, be a member who is not part of the community, who hasn't traded futures. Don't go strong on this. I'm not trying to give you financial advice on trading specifically. This is the technical analysis. Please understand there's a huge difference between TA and trading. It is very different. Trading takes a lot of discipline and a lot of mental tricks, and it takes a lot of practice. All right, and that's why a community can help you out with that. All right, so, but if you're a hybrid hodler, you also want to trade about 20% of your account, especially when things are up. And if you're a hybrid hodler now, just holding on to $100,000 of cryptocurrency, and you're not holding Tether, you're about ready to get screwed. So please take that statistical likelihood very, very seriously that this situation could happen. These two lines you should build on your chart. Once it starts closing over, maybe a percentage chance for some mini bounce up to 41 or 46, somewhere around here, a lower high than this, lower than 48. Some type of lower high around this area, it starts getting more and more likely, maybe 40% chance above this line. It's about a coin flip, even 5-minute candle closures bouncing on this line. Something, and that's when a lower high in a 45-degree angle like this becomes a coin flip right above that line. And here it's about 40%. But as of now, the stock market is indicating that this is actually looking more likely, and my target is going to be passed to the downside. And again, I'm going to link you that here. So click this video right here if you want to learn why exactly that box is there, and so you can copy my 4 different tools on how I arrived at that equation. Watch this video. Very, very important. Very important stuff. I teach you how to use Tradingview and a lot of stuff if you're new to crypto. If you want to just in general learn how to set up a chart, you need to click this video right here or click it afterward. Watch both videos, and then you just got Timified worldwide. We'll see you later.